I always noticed this in 90s comics, how the body shapes were not that diverse. Grab some jeans from my closet, Felicia. Couldn't find the jeans, MJ. Hope you don't mind. Why would I possibly be jealous? Exactly, since you have the exact same body, MJ. This here is interesting in this George Perez book. They note how he gives his female characters different body shapes. Yeah, it's definitely better than most. But let's try to do it a bit better in this video and draw the many different body shape options. This is a famous series of Olympians by Howard Schatz and Beverly Ornstein that shows how diverse the female body can go. I'm gonna narrow it down to these 5 classic female shapes: rectangle, inverted triangle, hourglass, rounded, and triangle. Some famous examples: Sigourney Weaver, Kate Moss, many athletes, Jennifer Garner, Bridget Nielsen, Jill Kirkland, Kim Kardashian, Ann Nicole Smith, Jennifer Hudson, maybe Selena Gomez, and J-Lo rules the triangle, of course. In comic books, Frank Quitely does a rare rectangular line. Frank Miller likes the inverted triangle, that's for sure. Bruce Timm, the hourglass, same for J. Scott Campbell. Then Sam Keith, a rare appreciator of the round shape. And Larry Stroman is all about that triangle base. Let's do a warm-up with this classic Rob Liefeld, who used to draw very similar figures. It could happen, just go to Paris. But let's take some very opposing reference like the triangular Bridget Nielsen and the round or hourglass Ann Nicole Smith. So making sure to keep Bridget's shoulders wider than the hips, breasts small, kind of like an athlete's. Then for the Ann Nicole, wider hips than the shoulders and big round breasts. Hang on, let's check if the proportions are right if I finish the legs. Okay, that'll do. Tighten it up. And I'll also make the shape of the face different. Softer features and thick lips here. But then on the other side, the hard jaw and thinner lips. Add the costume. Okay, ink. And color. Okay, that was fun as a warm-up, but let's get serious now. We had the 5 shapes, and these are good examples, I think. A quick trace, and if you want your characters to be different, starting from these red basic lines would be a good idea. Dress them up with the underlying anatomy shapes, and you could have a very diverse ladies hero team. But I get it though, if I was allowed to create my own characters, I would be very tempted to make them all look like Kim or J-Lo. And this week's stick figure challenge that I sent out was about this topic: your ideal female form, not necessarily society's. J-Lo was still in the back of my mind, so I started from her. I did a Google search for Latina superheroes, but I didn't really know any of them. So I went for Native American magic from the New Mutants. J-Lo did play Native American in U-Turn, so close enough. I'm trying to get her likeness here. Her cheekbones are sharp, that flat oval for the chin. And she has that typical Latin nose like the dad on Ugly Betty, Scarlett O'Hara, and the quintessential Latino Valentino. Okay, then her big lips, lots of eyeliner. Hope that'll do the trick with the long hair. Back leg's not really working, so let's redo and cut and paste. So it's inky time. Dropping that double cheekbone line I recently discovered in the Silvestri versus Buscema video. And yeah, a little cop out again picking that black costume. But I will have to add some blue since the hair is such a big patch in the back. Easy to do with a mask over the line art. I was going for snow here because I vaguely remember that Bill Sienkiewicz bear issue, but wasn't looking good. So I pulled up my favorite snow scene from JR's first Daredevil run. I'm not copying it one for one, but just taking the style of it. So layers of little snow mountains with some light blue highlights. Just need to add some old aging effects and Donnerino. Nice. And who was the original curve master? Frank Cho, of course. Check out this beauty. Okay, so what can we learn from this? I think I made my butt line a bit too far out, even for J-Lo. And this here doesn't look realistic. So let's analyze the underlying shape I was missing. I think this here is the secret. kind of like the sockets of a G.I. Joe figure when you take it apart. Yeah, mental note, need to study that shape a bit more. Live and learn. So let's go to this week's participants. I was really happy getting these in my inbox this week. Stick with me through analyzing these, because watching how other artists tackle a similar pose is super beneficial for your own art. First up, Super Avners with a nice homage to that white Frank Miller Elektra Lives Again cover. His last week's Hellboy was spectacular. And yeah, this week's a little harder because it's basically an anatomy test. So my tip here is to start from the torso, under which there is of course the stick figure, and then fit in those G.I. Joe parts. But the key is to have the shoulders be on top. So if it were a clay figure, the shoulders would get added last, so they cover everything else. Make sure to keep space for the traps between the neck and the delts. Yeah, I like the hatching and the angular style. Just gotta add that delt line then. From a design point, I love it. The darker red on the font, and the diagonal cross in the figure is also in the eye line, and even the signature is placed on it. Then CE19 with Big Barda. I had to Google that one, but it's Jack Kirby's New Gods character. Very cool. Nice clean lines, good anatomy. I like how he went for the realistic tight-fitting bra, not just a line. I tend to use too thick of a line usually, so I'm very aware of how thin the outlines are here. A thinner line does make it easier to spot inconsistencies, which is why I use the thick one. Like here, and I'm not sure if it was on purpose, if he was going for the openings in the ink like Dan Green or Scott Williams. But if it was on purpose, then maybe get more into the thin and thick variations on the lines in general. Okay, Kashek is going a bit rougher this week. Check out his first entry from a while back, and I like this style better. When you're starting as an artist, maybe it's good to keep it rough for a while, and I would like to see it maybe even rougher and in the background as well. Like this ground could look really cool with the same coloring style as the suit. Nice highlights on the yellow. Then check Felipe's first entry. Awesome black cat. The shine on the chest is really good. Great face. This line here feels a bit out of place. The quad should attach somewhere in the middle there. Let's check Frank Cho's. He didn't drop the line, but it's this shape going in some more and then attaching around here. I feel like he focused most on the money shot, which is understandable because it's great stuff. Then Coben this week, also with Elektra. Good solid curves. The muscles remind me a bit of that Mark Bagley high arches bulbous style. Makes it look very athletic. Use one with a shadow. Maybe a bit too dark. I'd go about half, like this. Cropping shadows is hard, and I see the thoughts behind this. The light is coming from the back here, so casting a shadow of the leg and arms, torso and head as well. But since the arm goes into a horizontal and then to the head, it should be connected either here or here. I think I would have dropped it here in the middle of those two. Good strong body though. Check out this one from George. Very cool with the rain effect from last week's video. And a fun original take on the challenge. But check out this pre-sketch he also sent me. This is super dynamic. This domino fits for the total picture and the gun perspective is done well. But man, look at how dynamic this sketch is. Isn't that funny? The first one often being the strongest. This domino has straight angles, so it's more static. But the sketch has all these lines. I understand that there's the point of her needing to point the gun at the center, so going for the center one, but man do I love this one. Joaquin and Samuel, both with a dude version. I like seeing these side by side because Joaquin goes for the blocky style and Samuel for a round one. But I have the same piece of advice for both. First draw only the figure and then dress it up with the clothes. So Batman is then not stepping on the cape because you drape it around the ground in perspective. And I thought this was a dress at first, but now I realize it's one of those flaps in the middle. It's not drawn wrong because it could be that the wind is blowing it up from the ground, but it looks kind of like a third leg. So I'd have it curve less or even the other way. Good points are the great hands by Samuel, and I like the simple sharp lines of Joaquin's. Then Ian with a very strong Wonder Woman. I like the rough coloring, but then the hard white lines are a bit of a contrast. And since I can read the blue part as the ground she's standing on, it makes me think the lines are maybe rain, but they don't cut off at the ground, so my mind is a bit distracted by the lines. They could be abstract action lines, but then I try to not have there be confusion that there is a ground. Here as well, check out this sketch, very nice. Another Wonder Woman by Christopher. Just an outline, but super solid structure and anatomy skills. Note even the gradual twist in the chain. Very well done. I can't wait to see more from him. Then Damian and Raul with some nice curvy curves. Both of them did great coloring. Damian with a consistent painting style, and Raul going for the Jim Lee hatching. Very well done on the chest here. But I also put these together because I have the same perspective advice. Think of the torso as a square. Because of the twist, it gets smaller in the back. So then putting the clay on the structure would make the back breast a bit smaller than the front one. Just a thing to consider. The shoulder line here is very important. So shoulder line, breast line, go in perspective. Okay, now fa-fa-foom and fa-fa-foom. This Harley Quinn from Warren gets my Wayne's World Schwing Award of the Week. Very good two-tone shadow dropping. Nice minimal lines that mix realism and abstraction in a way. Maybe the back leg could have been just a bit longer. And Super Chevalier with a very curvy, rounded shape she-devil. Reminds me of drawing funny caricatures of my teachers in high school. Something like this would have us rolling on the ground, but would still make it as cool as possible. And finally, a first entry from Mousy Stool. I love this. It's rough, playful, still hot, but in a cute way. It's kind of the opposite of a Jim Lee Scott Williams version. And I have to be careful what I say, but if you would ask Jim Lee to draw something like this, it would not look as good as this. And of course, if you ask Mousy Stool to draw like Jim Lee, it would not look cool either. And if he was trying to draw like Jim Lee, I would have a ton of corrections. But as a drawing, this, to me, is perfection. I wouldn't change a thing. It's like in the world of cartoons. You can have a cartoon by Will McPhail or Ed Steed. Different worlds, both awesome, both a home run. In acting, it's Tom Hanks in one of his many Oscar-winning roles, or cult classic Nicolas Cage. This here being the Nicolas Cage. Wow, what a week. Let's end here for today. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and join the challenge if you want. Just click the link in the description and I'll send you one of these puppies each week. Check the description also for links to all these artists' pages, and catch you next time.